From Lilith to Faye Moskowitz, the title character in Frasier had plenty of great love interests. Part of what made Frasier so hilarious was that nothing ever worked out for Frasier. There's nothing funny about a character with an easy, stress-free life. If Frasier entered into a new business venture or tried to do something nice for his dad, it always blew up in his face. This was never more apparent than in Frasier's romantic relationships. While Niles and Daphne found happiness together, no one ever stayed with Frasier for more than a few episodes, often ending in embarrassment. But as much fun as it was to watch Frasier's life fall apart, at the same time, Frasier was so lovable and sensitive that it always hurt to see him get his heart broken. Some of Frasier's best episodes introduced love interests that Frasier could have had a long, happy, fulfilling relationship with if not for disastrous sitcom circumstances. Frasier had a ton of romantic interests throughout the show's 11 seasons. Some of them were hilarious comic foils, like Kate Costers, and some of them were simply a good match for Dr. Crane, like matchmaker Charlotte Connor. 6. Lilith. Frasier and Lilith making a toast in a hotel room in Frasier. Although Frasier's on and off romance with his ex-wife Lilith never worked out, she was always one of his greatest love interests. Frasier never had better chemistry with anyone else. If anything, Lilith was too well matched with Frasier. They shared the same high intellect and the same biting wit. Frasier is a lot more neurotic than the self-assured Lilith, which allowed her to manipulate him, but there was also a mutual respect that ensured the relationship wasn't entirely toxic. Lilith's final appearance in the original series, Season 11, Episode 9, Guns N' Neuroses, capped off their relationship perfectly. Frasier and Lilith bump into each other on their way to a blind date, unaware that they've been set up with each other, and spend the whole night talking. This bittersweet episode showed that, while Frasier and Lilith couldn't make a long-term relationship work, they would always have a special place in each other's hearts. 5. Faye Moskowitz. Frasier sitting with Faye in Frasier. In Season 6, Episode 10, Merry Christmas, Mrs. Moskowitz, one of Frasier's best Christmas episodes, Frasier became infatuated with a Jewish woman named Faye Moskowitz, played by Amy Brenneman. When Faye and her overbearing mother stopped by over the holidays, Frasier had to convince Mrs. Moskowitz that he was Jewish. Despite the farcical nature of the storyline, Frasier and Faye were a great match. Unfortunately, timing got in the way, since Faye was due to travel to Paris shortly after meeting Frasier. If it wasn't for the Paris trip, Frasier and Faye could have enjoyed a long, happy relationship. 4. Claire French. Claire smiling at Frasier in Frasier. Frasier's relationship with Claire French led to some serious reflection and introspection. Claire is an old friend of the prom queen from Frasier's high school. She first appears in Season 8. When Frasier starts dating Claire, all his friends and family think they're perfect together. But due to his fear of abandonment, Frasier preemptively breaks up with her. This forces Frasier to look into his past and figure out what keeps going wrong with his relationships, because there was nothing wrong with Claire and he still couldn't make it work. 3. Cassandra Stone. Cassandra smiling in Frasier. In Season 6, Episode 14, 3 Valentines, Frasier arranged a Valentine's Day meeting with a gorgeous PR executive named Cassandra Stone, played by guest star Virginia Madsen. Throughout the episode, Frasier struggles to ascertain whether it's strictly a business association or it'll be a more romantic occasion. As it turned out, she did have romantic feelings for him and they dated for a few episodes. It didn't work out, because Faye unexpectedly came back into Frasier's life, but Cassandra was a good match for Frasier, she balanced him out. 2. Kate Costers. Kate Costers pointing off-screen in Frasier. Throughout the first half of Season 3, Frasier fell for his new boss, Kate Costers. When Kate became the new station manager at KACL, Frasier couldn't stand her, but that animosity blossomed into a passionate romance. This enemies-to-lovers storyline played like a classic screwball comedy, and Kelsey Grammer and Mercedes Rule had the fiery on-screen chemistry to pull it off. Kate has to break up with Frasier when she takes another job in Chicago, but by then, their love-hate relationship had just become full-blown love, and they could have had a bright future together. 1. Charlotte Connor. Frasier and Charlotte sitting at a table together. Toward the end of Frasier's run, when Niles became a father and Marty got remarried, Frasier felt lonely and aimless, so he went to a matchmaker in the hope of meeting the one. Much to his surprise, he fell in love with the matchmaker herself, Charlotte Connor, played by Laura Linney. The relationship got off to a bumpy start, because Charlotte was already dating someone else, but Frasier's last love interest was also his best match. She's smart, savvy, and charismatic. It's a shame Frasier and Charlotte broke up before the Frasier reboot, because Charlotte was perfect for Dr. Crane.